Okay, let's talk about Wednesday. Wednesday is our middle of the week day. We have 3 days before Wednesday and 3 days after Wednesday. This is our midpoint. Wednesday, January 24th. It's another split park day. In the morning, we are heading to Hollywood Studios, and we are planning on doing a 2-snack breakfast in Hollywood Studios. Hollywood Studios also has a Starbucks. None of this, in all 4 parks, there are Starbucks, but none of them are called Starbucks. So, and you're able to access that before the park actually opens. So we will probably get to the park before it opens and go and get some food from Starbucks before it actually opens. That's probably what we'll do. Then we have 3 Fast Passes that morning. We have Fast Passes for Toy Story Mania, Tower of Terror, and Star Tours. I have a Fast Pass for Tower of Terror. I have ridden it in the past. I know it's like a cult favorite. Riley loves it. It makes me really, really, really dizzy. And I don't get motion sick on any other facet of my life. On roller coasters, not driving, nothing, but for some reason Tower of Terror makes me really dizzy. So I'm gonna see how I feel about riding it. I would like to ride it because it is like it's a really cool ride, but last time I did it, it made me dizzy for 3 or 4 hours, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just saying, we do have a Fast Pass for that, but I might sit that one out and let Riley ride it alone. And then for lunch, we are going back to Sci-Fi Dine-In Theater. This is the only table service restaurant that we're repeating from our last trip. Hollywood Studios doesn't have that great of food options. Hollywood Brown Derby in Hollywood Studios is fantastic, but it's 2 table service credits because it is considered signature dining, and I'm just not down with that. So we're just gonna use 1 credit and go back to Sci-Fi Dine-In Theater, which is really fun, and we both really, really enjoyed it. We're gonna do that at 12:30 p.m. After we eat at Sci-Fi Dine-In Theater, we will likely head back to our hotel and rest, and then we do plan on going to Epcot that evening because we have a dinner reservation at 9 Dragons, which is in the China Pavilion at 6 p.m. Again, we've not been to 9 Dragons, so we're really looking forward to it. It was a push and a pull because we couldn't decide between going back to Teppan Edo in Japan, which is the hibachi style Japanese restaurant. We went there last year and absolutely loved it. It was level 10 delicious. I loved it. So we talked about going back there on this night, but we decided we wanted to try something new. So we're gonna go to 9 Dragons instead. Epcot closes at 9 p.m. that night, so I don't know. I mean, there have been times when we've done 3 parks in a day, so we may go to Hollywood Studios in the morning, go to Epcot for dinner time, and then head to Magic Kingdom for the extra magic hours, which span until 10 p.m. We'll have to see. But that's our tentative plan for Wednesday, January 24th. Now I'll insert footage telling you how our Wednesday actually went. So the next morning was Wednesday, January 24th. It was our middle day of the trip. And by this point, after having walked 18 miles the day before and still never having caught up on our sleep, we decided to sleep in a little bit, which was like until 8 in Disney. That's like sleeping severely in because we usually get up at 6 in Disney. And we ended up kind of getting ready slowly, showering and whatnot. And we got to Hollywood Studios that morning around 10:15. We immediately rode Toy Story Mania, which we had a Fast Pass for. And then we went and we had allotted snacks for our breakfast snack credits. So we went to a Joffrey's coffee stand and I got a muffin, Riley got a donut, and we both got coffee for the morning. It was kind of our breakfast. Then we went to Star Wars and used a Fast Pass for Star Wars. We went and watched Frozen Sing-Along Celebration without a Fast Pass. We went to the Muppets ride without a Fast Pass. For lunch, we ate at Sci-Fi Dine-In Theater. I love that place. That's like one of my favorite restaurants. I just think it's so fun and it's like really cozy to me. I just really like it. Then Riley went on Tower of Terror twice. One time he went and the line was so short he just walked on, and then the second time he rode with a Fast Pass. Unfortunately, that is the one ride in Disney that I cannot ride because it makes me so dizzy. So while he was doing that, I went and watched the Voyage of the Little Mermaid show, and I did get a Fast Pass for that. So after I went and saw the Little Mermaid show, we met up because Riley had been at Tower of Terror, and we got a Fast Pass that evening for a test track in Epcot at 8:30 because we hadn't ridden test track yet and we didn't have a Fast Pass for it yet. Then we went and saw the Beauty and the Beast show. I bumped into one of my subscribers, Jennifer. Hey Jennifer, it was so fun to meet her and that was super fun. And then we went and to see the Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular. And while we were walking over to Indiana Jones, I realized that I didn't think we were gonna make it to our Epcot 9 Dragons reservation, so I went onto the app and I bumped the dining reservation for 40 minutes later so that we would have time to watch Indiana Jones and then travel time and then to get to the China Pavilion in Epcot. After the Indiana Jones show, we took the bus to Epcot. We ate at Nine Dragons. We really liked it. We shopped throughout China. We shopped in Germany. Then we rode Test Track, and then we went back to our hotel. That was a day that we didn't take a midday break, but we also did sleep in some, so it kind of evened out. All right, day 5 is Thursday, January 25th, and on this day, it's another split park day. In the morning, we are going to Magic Kingdom, and we have a Be Our Guest breakfast reservation at 8 a.m., which is awesome because it means we get to get into the park a full hour before the park opens to the bulk of guests, which is magical. Like, I cannot say. It is so fun. And Be Our Guest breakfast is just a quick service meal, which is fantastic because you don't have to use a table service for it. So we'll go to Be Our Guest at the 8 a.m. opening. We'll eat for probably about 45 minutes, and then we have done many other times on past trips, gone directly over to Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and in the past we've been able to ride it 1, 2, 3, 4 times before the park has opened, which is super fun. So we do plan on riding Seven Dwarfs Mine Train at park opening after we eat at Be Our Guest. We'll stay in Magic Kingdom throughout the morning. We have fast passes for Peter Pan, Jungle Cruise, and Buzz Lightyear. And then we are planning on eating lunch, a snack lunch of 2 snacks in Magic Kingdom. I have my eye on a soft pretzel. I don't know what Riley's thinking for that snack lunch, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. So that's what we're gonna do for lunch. And then we'll head back to our hotel likely for a couple of hours to rest and relax. And then we have dinner in Epcot at Via Napoli, which is in the Italy Pavilion at 5:55 p.m. So we will head over and do that and then probably walk around Epcot for a while that evening. So that is our plan for day 5 for Thursday, January 25th. And now I will insert footage and tell you how our Thursday actually went. Then Thursday, January 25th, which was our 5th day, day 5, we woke up early at 6:45 a.m. because we had to be at Be Our Guest for 8:05, which was our breakfast reservation. So we went to Be Our Guest. Riley bought a goblet, like souvenir cup that he absolutely loves. We rode Seven Dwarfs Mine Train right at park opening like we had hoped to do, which was really wonderful. And then we walked over and rode Pirates of the Caribbean without a fast pass because it was still really early and there wasn't a line. Then we rode Peter Pan with a fast pass. We had a Jungle Cruise fast pass that we changed to Big Thunder Mountain Railroad because we just decided we would rather go on Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. We rode Small World without a fast pass. We went to PhilharMagic without a fast pass. We rode Haunted Mansion. This day we got a lot done in Magic Kingdom. It was really fun. We went and split a soft pretzel with cheese dip for kind of like a snacky lunch. Then we went to Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin, and we used a fast pass for that, which is in Tomorrowland. And then I was still a little bit hungry because we had really only eaten that cheese pretzel, but Riley was not hungry, so I went into the Main Street Bakery and got a pineapple skewer dipped in chocolate, and it was like the perfect snack. The perfect snack. I really loved it. Then we went to our resort to rest for a while because we were pretty tired from being up so early. Headed to Epcot that evening for a Via Napoli reservation, which is in the Italy Pavilion. It's like an Italian restaurant, and they are known for their pizza, and it was amazing pizza. We absolutely loved it. So that was such a fun night. Then we walked around and shopped for the rest of the night, and that was our Thursday. Another really fun day. That was probably my second favorite day of our trip. Okay, only 2 more days left. So let's talk about Friday, January 26th. This is our last full day in Disney, and I'm sad already, even though it's still a week away before we even are gonna be there. So on that day, on Friday, January 26th, it's another split park day. We're planning on doing Epcot for breakfast in the morning, and we have a quick service scheduled for that breakfast. Now, if you didn't know this, there are only a few things. The World Showcase at large does not open up until 11 a.m., but there are a couple things that open up ahead of time, and one of those things is this charming little cafe in the France Pavilion. And so we definitely plan on going there and getting some coffee and some croissant or something for breakfast that morning as a part of a quick service meal, which I'm thrilled about. I cannot wait. So maybe we won't end up there, but that would be my guess, is where we'll probably end up for our quick service breakfast in Epcot that morning. Then we do have fast passes that morning for Soarin', The Seas with Nemo and Friends, and Turtle Talk with Crush. And then we have lunch, and our lunch is a 2-snack lunch in Epcot. Epcot's a great place to do snacks because the entire World Showcase has 100 amazing things to eat, or like 500. So we'll get each of us will get 2 snacks to fill us up for lunch. and then we'll likely head back to the hotel to rest for a while before dinner. Dinner this night, we are doing one formal dinner that's off the dining plan that we're paying out of pocket for. I mean, we paid for this whole trip out of pocket, but we're not paying for it with our dining plan. And that is a dinner at Narcoossee's, which is a nice restaurant within the Grand Floridian Hotel. It is a seafood restaurant. So we're going to dinner there at 5:45. And I purposefully scheduled that a little bit early so that we would have the entire evening. That would be a really quick monorail ride to go back round over to Magic Kingdom, of course, and kind of spend the evening in Magic Kingdom, which is what I would like to do the most because I love spending that last night before we leave in Magic Kingdom. I just love Magic Kingdom. It's definitely my favorite park. So those are our tentative plans for day 6 of our trip, which is our last full day. Here I will insert what we actually did on that day. All right, moving on to Friday. This was our last full day in Disney. Friday, January 26th. It was our 6th day. On this morning, we were going to Epcot in the morning. This was another day where we got ready a little bit more slowly. We didn't leave until around 8:55 for Epcot, whereas on most days we were leaving right around 7 to get there. 7 or 8, depending on if we had an early morning breakfast reservation, but this day we didn't leave until closer to 9. We walked over to Norway because we wanted to try this school bread from Norway, and we got some iced coffee there. Then we just kind of walked through. It was the Festival of the Arts was going on during our trip, so we walked through some of those tents. I bought some art. I bought a couple of different things there. For lunch, we couldn't agree on what we wanted. For lunch, Riley went and had a quick service meal from, I think it was called Katsui Grill, and he had a bowl of ramen. It looked really delicious, but I just was really craving a cheeseburger, so I went over to the United States America Pavilion and just got a cheeseburger and french fries from there with another quick service credit. Once we had done that, we had spent a lot of time intentionally in Epcot on this trip because our last trip we spent most of our time toward Magic Kingdom, and so this time we really wanted to spend more time in Epcot, and we really enjoyed it. It was just such a nice, it was fun. It was really fun to be in Epcot a lot. So we decided to leave through, we'd never planned on doing this, but we decided to do it on a whim, which is just really, it was fun. So we left Epcot through the International Gateway, which is kind of like the back exit and entrance to Epcot. And we walked over to the Boardwalk Area Resorts and we went and toured Beach Club. We have had our eye on staying at Beach Club for, I've had my eye on it for a couple of years. Riley, really, it wasn't on his radar until we walked through it, and now he's like gung-ho, wants to go stay at Beach Club. We went and walked through it. We sat on the beach and talked for a while. We went to Beaches and Cream and got some ice cream and just enjoyed something that was so different than being in the parks. And it was just such a slower, more relaxed pace. We just really loved it. After we spent some time at Beach Club, because we could just walk over there, we just walked back into Epcot and we got checked back into Epcot. We decided to go on the Figment ride, which I had never been on, and it was like the wackiest ride. I had no idea what was going on, but I'm glad we did it because we had never done it before. We got some coffee from Starbucks in Epcot. We went to Mouse Gear and bought some souvenirs, and then we got to the hotel. We were just really wiped out by, this was the end of our week. We had been going all week long, and so we were ready for, we were hoping that we were gonna be able to go back out that evening, but we got back to the hotel around 6 p.m. and there was no going back out. So we got back to the hotel. We ended up eating on our hotel grounds in the food court area of our hotel, and I got pasta. It was fantastic. It was like really good pasta, and Riley got pizza, and then they had, the kitchen had accidentally made a second pizza, and so they gave us that, so we had like more than enough food. It was good. And then we went back to our hotel room and we were just gonna like refresh and talk about going to another park for the evening, and like I said, we just could not do it. We were just wiped out, and we needed to pack because we were gonna have to check out the following morning by about 6:30 because we had an early morning breakfast reservation, and so it just made a lot more sense. So it ended up being a really fun night. We like ate dinner at our hotel, which we normally don't do. We usually eat in the parks, and then we kind of walked around our resort, which is, it was just really lovely, and then we went up to our room and we packed, and it was very leisurely because we had come back early. Last year we came back late the night before, and although it was fun to be in the parks late on our last night, it made us, we were staying up really late, and it was stressful in the morning, and So there was really no stress this year. It was really nice. So we packed up everything, we got everything ready, and we just got in bed and watched Live PD. If anybody watches Live PD, give me a thumbs up. We are obsessed with Live PD. And so we watched that for a couple of hours and just relaxed and went to bed before our very last day and our travel day. Oh, and one more thing about day 6 was that we had a dinner reservation scheduled at Narcoossee's, which is a more upscale restaurant in the Grand Floridian that we were going to pay for out of pocket, not with the dining plan, as kind of our last evenings. But as you can see, we ended up just going to our hotel and having like pizza and pasta at the hotel. The reason for that was we had extra meal plans left over, and neither of us could justify going and spending $100 or $150 on a fancier meal at a restaurant when we still had leftover meals. And so we wanted to go ahead and use those meals. We didn't mind anyway, to be honest. We weren't really completely in the mood to go and get dressed up and then go over to Narcoossee's and do that whole thing. So it ended up being totally fine. But that's one more thing I forgot to mention, was that was our original plan, and we ended up cutting that and deciding to do something a lot more casual, and we still had such a fun time. And for our very last day, which is so sad, it's Saturday, January 27th. It's day 7, and this is a single park day. We're just doing Magic Kingdom because it's not a full day for us, because we have to travel home. So we do have another breakfast at Be Our Guest at 8 a.m. If Be Our Guest was a table service meal, we would definitely do a different breakfast meal, but because it's the only quick service meal that allows you to get into the park early, it works for us. So our reservation's at 8 a.m. again. We will do that. After that, we have Fast Pass. It will probably, again, ride Seven Dwarfs Mine Train before park opening, like we did on Thursday. Then we have 3 Fast Passes for Haunted Mansion, which is Riley's most favorite ride. He absolutely loves it. For Pirates of the Caribbean, and then Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. And then we do have a 2-snack lunch left in Magic Kingdom, and these will be our little last hurrah before we leave for the airport. I remember last year we went to Starbucks and we both got like a big iced drink. I think we bought a soft pretzel and we sat on a little bench on Main Street and just like enjoyed those last moments. I remember getting like misty-eyed because we had such a good trip, and it was just sad that we had to leave, but I was so thankful for our trip. So anyway, we're doing a 2-snack lunch in Magic Kingdom that day, and that will be the end of our dining plan. We will have used every credit. Then we need to head back to we need to leave Magic Kingdom probably around 3 o'clock to head back to Port Orleans French Quarter, because we need to get on Magical Express and depart for the airport around 4 p.m. Talking about this makes me sad, and we haven't even left for our trip yet. And so then we will, get our luggage, whatever. We will have checked our luggage in with Bell Services that morning, and we will head to the Orlando airport for dinner. To fly home, we will also probably eat dinner that evening in the Orlando airport. That is the Saturday of our trip, January 27th, our last day. Now I will insert footage of what actually happened on that day. All right, so our final day, day 7, which was Saturday, January 27th. We always end our trips, on the past 3 trips, we've always ended our final day in Magic Kingdom, and we didn't break tradition, so we did that this time too. So in the morning we got up and we checked our bags with Bell Services, and we checked our luggage in with the airline check-in counter, and we had gotten our boarding passes on, it's like in an envelope that has a string on it attached to the doorknob of our hotel room. And so we already had our boarding passes and our luggage was already there, so it was so nice because once we got to the airport we could just go straight to security. But anyway, we checked our bags with Bell Services and luggage services and dealt with all of that, and then we got on the bus to be at Magic Kingdom for an 8 o'clock breakfast reservation. What we did not realize, and I'm usually so diligent about checking this, but I just didn't check this, was that the park actually opened at 8 a.m., which is always really frustrating. When you score an 8 a.m. breakfast reservation, you're banking on the fact that the park doesn't open until 9, and so that extra 10 or 15 minutes after you finish eating is usually fantastic for doing something like riding Seven Dwarfs Mine Train without a wait, which we had done earlier in our week. But that wasn't possible, but it was okay, honestly, because y'all, we were pretty exhausted. If you see us in our vlogs on that last morning, it's like Disney did us in. We were tired, and we had done a lot and been up really early and been walking all day and been up late and just had such a fun vacation and really made the most of our time. after our 8 a.m. breakfast reservation at Be Our Guest, we used our Fast Pass for Haunted Mansion. Riley bought a couple of souvenirs. We walked through Liberty Square and caught the Muppets American History show that they pop kind of out of the windows. It's really cute. I really like it. We went and saw the Hall of Presidents, which we had never done together before. Then we did a Fast Pass for Pirates of the Caribbean and a Fast Pass for Journey of the Little Mermaid. For lunch, we ate at Casey's Corner, which Riley had been hoping to eat. He wanted to eat at Casey's Corner on our very first trip in 2016 together. And then last year he really wanted to, and so this year he was like, it was literally our last meal, and he was like, we have to eat at Casey's Corner. So we did. He really enjoyed it. We had a couple, I think we had 2 snack credits left, so we both bought a treat. I got like a Rice Krispie treat that I ate, I think in the airport later that day, and Riley got like a sugar cookie or something. Went back to the hotel. We always go back to the hotel when we're catching Magical Express well in advance, just so that there's no stress when we're heading to Orlando Airport. We charged our phone in the hotel lobby. We waited for Magical Express. We took Magical Express to the airport, and everything was very straightforward, very easy. Disney makes the logistics of traveling just so easy. We got some food in the airport, and then we flew home, and we got home here probably around I want to say like 10:30 or 11 p.m. We picked up our dog Charlie, and we were back at home after a whirlwind week. So that was our trip. It was a wonderful trip. As you can see, there were a lot of things that went pretty close to planned, but I like not having my days too structured because it leaves room for fun things like going and doing the pick-a-pearl and going and walking over to Beach Club and canceling a fancy dinner reservation to do something more low-key, and we just had so much fun. And that's the thing about Disney, is that people have very strong opinions about the way that you should or shouldn't do Disney, but in my opinion, it's like you're going, it's a vacation for you to have fun. So if you're having fun, if your family's having fun, it doesn't matter. If you don't care about riding all the rides, then don't ride all the rides. And if you just want to eat hot dogs and soft pretzels, go for it. Do that, you know? It's just nice to be able to make the vacation what you want it to be after spending a lot of time planning it and a lot of time anticipating your trip. And then also, it's not a cheap trip, and so when you're spending your hard-earned money on a vacation, you want to make sure that you're really going to enjoy it. So we really did enjoy ours. I would love to hear about your favorite ways to spend Disney. What's your favorite resort? What's your favorite park? I'd love to talk to you more in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I have lots of Disney content that has already been published, and there's more to come. I'm planning on doing a luggage tour. I'm planning on talking more about my Disney binder, things like that. So make sure you subscribe if you're interested in that. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.